So as you know, when you buy land on title, here is a person selling land that is on title, you would go ahead and buy it. But when it comes to change of ownership from the previous owner to you who has bought it, you have to pay what is called PTT, property transfer tax, to ZRA, and then to Ministry of Land. You do the marking off and everything else, that process. That is a story for another day. But just for the sake of us talking about traditional land, I feel I needed to give a brief history of where the royalties are coming from, because I've noticed that when we mention royalties, people don't really get it, don't really understand why royalties are coming as another charge or as another payment that needs to be made after you have bought your traditional land. So as I was saying, you buy this land on title, and then now converting it to you, like you become the real owner on every document, you have to pay property transfer tax to ZRA, and that process I just mentioned that in the other video. Now when it comes to traditional land, people that are selling traditional land, or as we sell you traditional land, you would need to get to a point where now you are recognized in the village book. Okay, it's different from where you have to pay the government to change to your name. Now on traditional land, hear me right, on traditional land, once you have paid whatever was meant to be for the property, you have to pay royalties to the headman as one way of legalizing your land, the traditional land that you have been given, that it belongs to your family. As you know, traditional lands belongs to families, and that's why when you are buying traditional land, it should be a family involved. Okay, a company will engage the family, and the family, in the presence of the headman or head woman, will come to an agreement that that land should be given to another family. Now here you are as our client coming to buy that traditional land. You will come get that traditional land, which when we advertise, we'll advertise that parcel of land as it is, like it is the cost of land that will put up there. But then once you are done buying the property at the price we've given you, will guide you to the next step, which is you paying royalties, like legalizing, just the way we pay property transfer on the other side. On the other side, where we pay like property transfer tax on land which is on state tenure. On the traditional side, you pay the headman to register you in the village book. So this amount usually can't be added to the amount the land is being sold at. I don't know if you get the sense. Hope I'm making sense. Yeah, so that is that. Royalties is amounts paid to the headman to legalize, to indicate that Windsor is now part of Chisompola village. Windsor is now part of Heritage Village, if there's a Heritage Village that you are where you are buying that land from. So I think that's it. That's a simpler explanation I can give about the royalties. In our next video, I'll make sure that I explain further, in case there will be questions that will arise again. When in these groups we see a lot of questions coming through, and we see the need to just try to sensitize each other. I'll make sure that I come on board and explain what this amount is. But as I have alluded, royalties are not supposed to be part of the amount paid to anyone selling you. That is amount paid to legalize your land purchase by the authorities. And on traditional land, the authority starts with the headman. From the headman, now when you want to convert it into leasehold title, that's where everything else begins from. So it is the headman or woman, headman or woman, that will give you a recommendation letter that you're going to take kuliba chifu. And once you take that letter kuliba chief, the chief also will endorse and write a letter to the council that we have no obligation that this person can convert this land into leasehold title. So you see, when you are paying those royalties, you are actually paying an authority to give you legal rights over that land you have bought. I hope I've made sense, my landladies. Have a blessed day.